Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for another TBR, but not just any TBR. TBR meaning to be read. This is the TBR for the month of April. Now, why is April such a special month here on the channel, especially as we are wrapping up 2 consecutive years of daily uploads? What could be so special about another 30 videos in 30 days? Well, nothing other than this April is National Poetry Month. So it's not just 30 videos in 30 days, it's not just 30 poetry discussions in 30 days, it is 30 discussions on poetry to celebrate the institution that is poetry. And I do have a little bit of something up the sleeve for this month, something that I think is going to make these videos a little bit stand out a little bit from the other poetry discussions that I do. There is going to be a heavier workload for this month than others as I strive to make these differentiated. But here is the list of videos for April 2025. Tuesday, the 1st, I Heard a Fly Buzz by Emily Dickinson. Now, you will notice immediately that basically all of these poems have appeared on the channel before. This does not matter for this month because I promise you the videos that you will be getting are not the videos that I have made before. Emily Dickinson, by the way, the greatest poet of all time. How could we not celebrate Emily Dickinson during National Poetry Month? There will be 4 Emily Dickinson poems in the month of April. That is the most of any poet. I believe there are 3 from William Shakespeare, and there are 2 from a bunch of different poets. By the way, the first 7 days of the month, are mirrored as far as the authors are concerned. So the first week goes Emily Dickinson, William Shakespeare, Charles Bukowski, Walt Whitman, William Wordsworth, Robert Frost, William Blake. I almost said Robert Blake. That's a much different type of poem. Or William Blake being the 7th day. The second week is that same order of authors. Wednesday, the 2nd, Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare. On Thursday, the 3rd, Bluebird by Charles Bukowski might be my second favorite poem of all time. Friday, the 4th, A Noiseless Patient Spider by Walt Whitman. Saturday, the 5th, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. Sunday, the 6th, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Monday, the 7th, The Tiger by William Blake. An absolute murderer's row of poems as far as the classics are concerned. And the theme of this month is 30 poems you have to read. So that makes sense. The second week starts off like this. Tuesday, the 8th, I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson. Wednesday, the 9th, Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. Thursday, the 10th, Roll the Dice by Charles Bukowski. Friday, the 11th, O Captain, My Captain by Walt Whitman. Saturday, the 12th, Daffodils by William Wordsworth. Sunday, the 13th, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. And Monday, the 14th, The Lamb by William Blake. Not Silence of the Lambs, though they did quote William Blake in that movie. Tuesday, the 15th, Because I Could Not Stop for Death by Emily Dickinson. Wednesday, the 16th, Sonnet 130 by William Shakespeare. And after that point, we get into a new set of poets. Thursday, the 17th, Daddy by Sylvia Plath. Friday, the 18th, A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. Saturday, the 19th, Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. Sunday, the 20th, The Flea by John Donne. Monday, the 21st, She Walks in Beauty by Lord Byron. Tuesday, the 22nd, I Died for Beauty by Emily Dickinson, my absolute favorite poem. Wednesday, the 23rd, To a Skylark by Percy Shelley. Thursday, the 24th, Lady Lazarus by Sylvia Plath. Friday, the 25th, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Saturday, the 26th, Ode to Melancholy by John Keats. Sunday, the 27th, Funeral Blues by W.H. Auden. Monday, the 28th, Harlem by Langston Hughes. Tuesday, the 29th, Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. And finally, Wednesday, the 30th, The Red Wheelbarrow by William Carlos Williams. I hope that by the end of this month, I have managed to get something done as far as poetry on YouTube is concerned. That is my main objective here. These poems, these videos will be set up a little bit differently than the things that I have done in the past. Rather than most of the poetry discussions I do, I read the poem, I get a talking point, I get an attack vector, and I try to go from there. These will have an intro. This is the format that I'm hoping to carry through with. An intro, a poet bio, a reading of the poem, an explanation of the type of poem it is, an interpretation, and finally, a brief description of why I chose that poem to be one of the 30 poems you have to read. I really do hope that you join me for National Poetry Month. It is, in my opinion, the most important work done on this channel. Poetry is on life support, and I think a big portion of the reason for that is that it has become so obscure. It has become something which is so removed from the things with which it purports to describe that the poetry itself does very little for anyone who is not sitting down in order to dissect it. And that's just not what everybody's going to do. There's a lot of people that don't want to dissect poetry. I think that the act of dissecting poetry is infinitely rewarding once you have a taste for it. But until you have something in front of you that is worth dissecting, there's no point. There's no point. And for me, what that was Emily Dickinson. For me, I was able to read Emily Dickinson and find purchase, find a little bit of grip on those words, and then go digging. But a lot of the poetry that is out there today, there's nothing tangible to it. There's nothing you can grab onto. There's nothing that you can sit down and figure out and go from there. And I think that is to the detriment of poetry, because there's no starting blocks. You can't run that race without the starting blocks. And we've got to put the starting blocks down. I don't know how else to go about it. I don't know how else to talk about it. That is the TBR for the month of April, National Poetry Month 2025. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting a like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing that I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. This is over 2 years of consecutive daily uploads at this point. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.